Welcome back to the Ocarina of Time walkthrough. Previously, we made our way to Hyrule Castle and we met up with Princess Zelda. After the great story she told us, she met us with her attendant Impa, and she taught us Zelda's Lullaby, finally making use of our Ocarina. After that, she led us out of the castle and told us to make our way over to the east and climb up these stairs to go to Kakariko Village. Alright, new area. Welcome to Kakariko Village, Impa's birthplace. So, a lot of things to do here. Very interesting place. We will definitely be here a few times. A lot of people to interact with, none of which really are necessary, except for a couple that I'm going to do here. Now this video, actually, I forgot to mention, is mainly going to consist of side quests, so only one thing in this video is necessary, but most of this video can be ignored if you don't care about optional side quests. However, I will be collecting some things that are very useful and very helpful in this game. So if you care about them, stick around for this entire video. So anyway, I just came up to the sky. Nothing really important to say, just wanted to show off some of the dialogue that people say here. So, Kakariko Village. Quite a lot to look around, and particularly come up these stairs and then make your way over here to the right, where you'll see seemingly a chicken pen. And this lady here looks like she's in great distress. You'll talk to her and you'll find out that all of her cuccos have flown away. And if you are not aware, cuccos are just, chicken counterparts in Zelda games. So they're not called chickens, they're called cuccos. And some people say cuckoos, but no, it's cucco. Alright, so our mission now is to bring back all of her cuccos. So if you're not sure how many there are, you can put one in, as I just did, and she'll say there are still 6 more loose. So there are 7 in total. Now, a lot of them are actually pretty easy to find, and some of them are kind of hidden. Like you'll notice on that ledge there next to me, it's behind the fence, and that's a bit too tall for us to climb, so we're going to have to think of some other way to get to it, of which I will show off later. Don't worry. This one right here, you may have seen it while entering the village. Here it is. Just go ahead and pick it up and bring it all the way over to her pen. So I know this side quest may seem very random at first, and probably wondering, why do I have to do this in a Zelda game? I assure you, it is very important and very worth it. Another interesting thing about these cuccos is that if you attack them with your sword for long enough, they will riot up and they will come together as an alliance to kill you. So do not attack cuccos with your sword. Please resist the urge. It is very dangerous. If you can manage to escape the village in time, then you'll be just fine. But if you can't, which I'm assuming you can't, because if you're following along with me, you should have 4 heart containers. So now I'm going to show you how to pick up that one that's on the ledge. You have a couple options. You could jump from the unfinished building there, or you could jump from this roof here. So you can jump off the ledge right here and float on down. There you go. Go ahead and once you get here, just throw it off, and then here's the other one. Very good. So that is one of the 2 actually that are hidden away. I mean, this one's not really hidden. It's clearly visible, but you have to think really to get there. And it actually took me a very long time to figure that out as a kid. I was never able to think properly. Anyway, there's another one. And actually, you may or may not have seen this box right here in the corner. There's nothing suspicious looking about it at all. Well, there is. There's a cucco inside of it. Just wanted to show that off. So, once it finally stops, go ahead and pick it up. And this one, actually, I will not be taking to the cucco pen. No, instead, actually, what you want to do is take it up these stairs here. Because up these stairs, of course, there's a ledge here that leads into the windmill, but that's not where we're going. You want to angle yourself at this corner, jump off so you can land on the corner of the fence. It may look easy, it may look hard. That really depends on your point of view. Be very careful when coming down here. You can look down there and you can see there's a hole there. Do not fall into it, or else once you leave, all of the cucco locations will be reset, and then you'll have to do all of them all over again, as well as the ones that were hidden. So do not fall down the hole, please. Do your best to avoid it. Pick this one up, throw it over the fence, and then there you go. Now before you just go and jump on over the fence, we are not done back here. There is still one more cucco that is not technically hiding behind here, but the way of getting to it is behind here. That right there is just a potion shop I wanted to show off. It's not available to us, so I guess it wasn't even worth showing it off, but there you go. Now you know what that is if you've been curious. So anyway, this right here is why you didn't want to jump over the fence, because there's a ladder right here. Go ahead and climb that up, and would you look at that? Here it is. This is the last cucco. So go ahead and you can bring it all the way around this windmill right here. And you're pretty high up here. It's a very nice lookout place actually in this village. So anyway, go ahead and jump off here, and then you can let it fly and carry you out into the chicken pen, or cucco pen. So there you go. Very interesting method of, I don't know, gliding travel in this game. There's no way to fly in this game, so this is the closest thing you get. Anyway, there are the last two ones we threw over the fence just over here and by the well. So go ahead and pick those up and bring those all the way over to the cucco pen to receive your prize. So, this is your reward. Probably not what you were expecting, but I promise you it is very valuable. This is a C item, so it is used on the select item subscreen, and you'll notice that it actually has some sort of plaque behind it, and that means that there are going to be more of those. You should have 4 empty bottles by the end of the game if you collect everything with me. Anyways, once you're done with that, what you want to do now is just make your way to the southeast corner of this village, and that is actually where we're going to be going next. The sign says it's the Kakariko Village Graveyard. Very depressing place, but it is our next step here in collectibles. That box didn't have anything interesting, I just wanted to roll into it. But anyways, onward. Alright, here's the graveyard. Few things to do here. This sign right here talks about the heart-pounding grave-digging tour, and it's from 1800 to 2100. And if you do not read military time, that is 6 o'clock p.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. There you go. And what the heart-pounding grave-digging tour is, I actually am going to do it in this video. The heart-pounding grave-digging tour is where the grave keeper, he's not out right now, he provides sort of his attraction center here, and what it is he digs through graves and it'll uncover mysterious prizes. Doesn't sound quite legal necessarily, but I promise it is totally part of this game. Anyway, that kid is not the gravekeeper. I don't know if you could tell or not, but he's not out during the day, so he was just imitating him. Anyways, this is where you really need to be, on the east side. There are 2 gravestones right here beside the large one. So you can read them, and you will find out a new enemy appears. This right here is a Poe, except this one, of course, is Sharp. He is one of the ancient composer brothers of Hyrule, and oh my, there was some lag in the recording there. Anyway, this actually is not necessary. I just wanted to show them off. Like, you don't actually have to fight them, but as a new-time player, it will benefit you a whole lot because it will tell you something very important in this game. So go ahead and fight the Poe. It should only take just a few hits to kill, and then upon death, their spirit or their soul should show. So go ahead and speak to it and learn information about it. So after a very interesting conversation, go ahead and do the same on the opposite side. You'll read this and find out that it is the younger composer brother, Flat. And if you don't know, sharp and flat are musical terms, so I play piano, so I would know. Anyway, go ahead and do the exact same thing. All you have to do is just fight him, listen to his conversation, and learn some more interesting information. Should take just a few hits, and they can hide in the canyon walls, so do be ready for that. Of course, they only take a few hits to kill, but shouldn't take too long. I was trying to do a spin attack here, but it didn't actually work, and I ended up getting hit because I guess I can counter an attack while they're attacking. Very good. Having learned that, now we know what to do in order to enter the royal family's tomb. Not a place you probably want to go, but that's where we're going. The crest of the royal family of Hyrule is inscripted here. It is a Triforce, and if you ever see a Triforce in this game, your instinct is to play Zelda's Lullaby. Obviously not everywhere, but anywhere that involves a puzzle. This, of course, is an example. Yep, just destroyed that tombstone. When you're done with that, go ahead and fall down it to enter. And here we are inside of the royal family's tomb. Who said that you could die before, you actually die? I proved them wrong, Be very careful when stepping out. There is a new enemy here called Keese. Now, these enemies are in so many Zelda games, and they are about the same level of annoying in every single one of them. So this is the first encounter with them. I know they can be pretty hard to see, especially on a 22-year-old game. It's been out for a while. Once you're done with them, go ahead and kill them, and that will open up the door. But actually before that, I wanted to show off something. So if you leave Link idle for a few moments, of course, he will do something. He has a idle animation. Like sometimes he'll stretch and yawn, he'll tap his feet, or he'll tighten his belt. But actually down here, he has another one. Yep, that's right. He shivers and he sneezes too. I guess adding some realistic elements into that. I mean, if we're underground here in a tomb where dead people have been, it's probably going to be pretty cold down here, as there's no heaters or source of fire or anything like that. Anyway, there are unlit torches though. They don't actually do anything, but it doesn't really matter. So you can come over here and Navi will turn green as to signify that you can interact with something. So this skull here will tell you shine light on the living dead. And then, oh boy, there's an entire skeleton over here. Don't worry, it is harmless. It's just there to tell you information. It's warning you about the lurkers in the dark. And that is where the next room here comes into place. So ladies and gentlemen, prepare your hearts for this one. Prepare yourselves. Be courageous, because this room introduces probably the scariest enemy in any Zelda game ever. These are Redeads, and Redeads are really scary. Redeads are undead, restless souls that wander around, and if you want to avoid them, you're going to need to walk very slowly. Of course, with me playing on Project 64 and not an actual Nintendo 64, this isn't as easy for me to pull off, but it is possible. If you walk very slowly, they will not see you. And then after you pass this poison water, which do avoid, by the way, after you pass the poison water, you should be fine to continue forward. More on Redeads later, but as for right now, go ahead and enter this room and go ahead and read the wall. Well, now we can basically control time in itself. Yep, that's right. We are only 4 videos into this game, and now we can control time. Can you believe it? Also, I forgot to mention you can see all the songs you've learned on the quest status subscreen, as well as, of course, as Gold Skulltulas and the Kokiri's Emerald that we collected after beating the Redeads tree. Now, I want to talk more about these Redeads here. I didn't mention their attacks, which I will later on. You can play the Sun's Song in any area that has Redead loaded in it, and it will cause them all to turn white and become paralyzed. Now, they cannot move at all while they're in this state, so look at me, I can just walk around them completely carefree. However, don't do this for too long because eventually they will break from their paralysis. So, yeah, hurry up out of there. Anyway, that is the main thing to do here in the graveyard, and this, I guess, technically not required to beat the game, but still a very, very useful thing that I thought I wanted to show off. Anyways, there actually are a couple things to do in lesser graves, in particular this one here, the second one to the right in this one. Well, actually, if you're facing the other way, there's a Redead down here, and actually I wanted to sort of show it off a little bit. They can paralyze you too, so if you get close to them, they will screech and then try and come after you. But their actual attack is jumping on you and basically squeezing you and sucking the life out of you. Very, very scary, so yeah, avoid it at all costs. My strategy to fighting them is to, of course, using the Sun Song and then doing jump attacks. A jump attack does twice as much damage as a regular sword slash. If you don't remember how to do a jumper attack, you hold down the Z button, and you don't have to be targeting something or not. You just have to hold down the Z button and then press the A button. Alright, there you go. So, with Sun Song in hand, go ahead and play it up against this wall here. And I know there's literally nothing that tells you to do this, but you play the Sun Song up against this wall, and look at that, a treasure chest appears behind us. And you'll notice actually the Redead is still there. That's because it takes some time to go away, so you can see it floating. I wanted to show off its death. There it goes. It just slowly fades away. I guess it decomposes. Very, very scary thing in this game. Anyways, open up this treasure chest to receive your prize for not only killing this Redead, but also playing the Sun Song. A piece of heart. Now this is a new thing I have not talked about yet. Pieces of heart allow more life to happen in this game, which means they can increase your capability or your capacity of heart containers. I haven't really talked about that either. Anyway, pieces of heart or heart pieces are found on the quest status subscreen, as well as everything else we've collected. Now, I didn't mention this whenever I collected the heart container after beating the Redeads tree. Of course, as you can see, it allows you to have more life. And if you follow along with me, you should have 20 hearts by the end of the game, and there are 36 heart pieces in this game. Now, come down here, and you want to pull the second tombstone from the left if you are facing this. If you're facing away from the entrance. This one has some flowers in front of it, so it's very good at indicating that it's different from the others. So you pull this one down, and there's no redead here, but there is in fact a small treasure chest. You can open it, and it has the Hylian Shield. As well as that wall behind me, you may have saw one of those in the basement of the Great Deku Tree. That is actually destroyable with bombs once we get those. And then behind it, there's just a fairy fountain, so you can heal with fairies. Anyways, here is a free Hylian Shield in this chest, but it is only there if you don't currently have one. You can buy one at the bazaar in the market. If you already have one, then instead the chest is just going to contain a blue rupee. Alright, now this is where I wanted to show off Dampé's side attraction minigame here. I don't really know what to refer to it, but it's the heart-pounding Gravedigging Tour. So you want to talk to him, and although yes, he looks very scary, I promise he is a good guy. You know, I guess maybe he took some bad stuff for him, or maybe he just didn't quite take care of himself. He wasn't very hygienic. Anyway, so he's going to talk about his grave digging business, and it costs 10 rupees to dig per one hole. I have a full wallet right now, so I have 9 tries. I got very lucky my first try, and I got a red rupee. So I'll explain the point of this actually to you. The whole point of this is to get a piece of heart, and actually I think that there is a glitch in this game to where if you just keep coming back and playing this, even already after getting the piece of heart, you can just get more and more. I could be wrong in this, but from what I understand, you actually have an unlimited supply of heart pieces right here. Just, you know, you may or may not have an unlimited supply of rupees, but that can of course just be done on your own. Anyways, I think I actually got it the second or third try, so I just went ahead and dug on these soil patches. And look at that, I got it on my second try. So there you go, there is a piece of heart. And now I've collected 2 out of 4 pieces. So most Zelda games of course require 4 pieces of heart in order to fill a heart container. However, Twilight Princess is a weird one to where, you know, it requires 5. Anyways, I was just walking around to show off his path. So he walks around in this rectangle here, and those are all the soil patches you can dig at. That is all to do right here in the graveyard. Again, you don't really have to do the heart-pounding grave digging tour if you don't want to, but I think it's well worth it because, hey, I love 100%ing this game. Anyway, once you're done with that, it is still nighttime, of course, but for a good reason. I have 5 golden Skulltulas, as you can see, and if you've been following with me, then you should have that many too. If you don't have any, check out the previous 2 videos where I collected the 5 that I have now. So right here on the side of this house, which I will talk about in a minute, there is one underneath this window, and actually something kind of funny, because it's a Nintendo 64 window, it's not actually attached to the building, it just hovers off the side of it, but such is that's the best they could do in the 90s whenever this game came out. Anyway, on this unfinished house right here, there is one, but be very careful as to it can damage you. So enter it from where I did, and then you can slash it vertically or horizontally, just depending on which is easier for you, I guess. And there you go, there's a golden Skulltula. Be sure to enter it the way that I did. Be sure to climb up, you know, the exact same way I did so that you won't take damage from it. So, this tree right here, now there is actually someone else. That was an accident. I didn't mean to pull the grass. But you can cut it and get extra rupees, Deku seeds, hearts, whatever else you may need. There's one in this tree, so go ahead and roll into it, and down it falls. There you go. Now I should have 8. So there are 2 more to get in this village, and before that I wanted to show off this guy right here. This is Grog, and I guess he's just very depressed, and he thinks everyone is disgusting. Pretty sad view of life, but such is his life. Anyway, that's not really important. What's important is that I'm still on the hunt for golden Skulltulas. So, yeah, the 2 of them are within this area that I'm in now. You can climb up these stairs, look up, and would you look at that? There's one on the ladder of the watchtower. So go ahead and pull out your slingshot, and 2 pellets ought to do the trick. There it is. Once you're done with that, go ahead and climb up the ladder to receive your 9th token. Excellent. Now that that is over with, there is one more to get here in Kakariko Village, and it is our 10th one, which means actually that there is a prize awaiting us. And ow, I took damage from that. Thank goodness there are hearts in the nearby chests. I wasn't sure if that was actually too high, so if it's too high, you may have to jump attack or backflip to get it. Now, as you can see, I have 10 golden Skulltulas and 2 pieces of heart. Those 2 things are the general main collectibles in this game, the big stuff. So once all those are collected, those are the really big things you have to worry about. Now I will be discussing the whole purpose behind golden Skulltulas, because it still seems very mysterious. And Navi interrupted me. That's a clue of what I'm going to be doing in the next video, so stick around for that. Anyways, come inside this house here. This is the whole purpose of those golden Skulltula tokens. This is the House of Skulltula. You come to the center and you think, oh wow, a monster, but nope, you can talk to them. And you can even find out their whole story. So they're going to tell you that they were an incredibly rich family and they were greedy. They sold their souls and they were cursed to be turned into spiders. And so there are 100 golden Skulltulas around Hyrule. So our mission, destroy them, and then that will free them from the curse. So he said that I destroyed 10 of them already, and if you've been following along with me, you should have 10 as well. And for every 10 you destroy up until 50, then one of his kids will be saved. So you can look around and you can see there is one of them with his arms waving around. He's very happy. So you can talk to him and he's just filled with joy, and he gives you the adult's wallet. So now our rupee carrying capacity has been doubled, over that even, because now I can carry up to 200 instead of 99. A lot more useful, but still 200 does not seem like a whole lot of money. Anyways, that is actually all to do in this video here, so thank you very much for joining me here. I sure hope it was helpful. This is all the Kakariko Village side quests, and I will be ending it off there, so join me in the next video to where I will be doing more side quests around Hyrule.